Hello YouTube family, this is a follow-up video on my short on how to dedicate one single drum loop to only one keyboard strike to help speed up and streamline your music recordings using multiple tracks at once. So stick around to the end for a fun little bonus. Okay, so we're going to go to our window, click on Mixer and open it up, and it's going to look like this. Go to this blank little box just above the stereo out button. Go ahead and click on it. We're going to go ahead and select our EXS24 sampler and make sure you select stereo. And if you've already saved your favorite drums, for me, I'm going to go ahead and select kickin' snares. As you can tell, I got my kickin' snares going. Alright, let's record this. Now we're going to bounce this down and separate this into 4 different loop samples for each key. Hit Command B to bounce this down. We're just going to name this 4 sample loops, okay? 4 sample loops. Okay, so now we're going to open up our sample loops here in QuickTime, and we're going to go ahead and hit Command T to trim it down. We're going to play it back. So there's 1, okay? So we're going to cut this down and save it as 1. Hit Trim. So that's 1 loop, and we're going to save that right back into our loops here. We're going to save it as sample loop 1. Save here. Sample L1. We're going to reopen up trim or Command T, and we're going to go to the second one and close this out and call it sample loop 2. Okay, play this back. Save as L2. Okay. Reopen up trim, moving this over and saving this as L3 trim. Save as L3. We're going to name this as 3 and 3. And open up trim and do the final loop. Trim, save, and call this 4. Okay? And 4. There we go. Now we're going to drop it into EXS24. And now again, we're going to open up our mixer and go on to another track and select another empty box right above the stereo and select another EXS24 sampler stereo. Now we're going to actually drop this into our EXS24 by hitting Edit. Okay, this is going to pop up. Okay, so we are going to drop our samples, which we already have here. Okay, and we're going to just take our samples here, click and drag, and just bring them on over like this on the empty gray palette here. As you can see in our sample editor, we're going to go all the way to the end and take the actual selection bar here and make it one little square here, as you can see. And we're going to go ahead and drop it right on the white key. Unclick pitch. If I hit any other key, it's not going to resound except for this key. So we're going to go ahead and dedicate it to this actual key right here. Okay, and we're going to continue by just dropping the rest in. So we're going to go ahead and just click and drag L2. And we're going to just keep making this smaller. We're going to actually move this over here. You do 1 pitch and 1 shot. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and keep continuing by adding the rest of the loops in here. Yep, just clicking and dragging right on top the EXS24 gray palette here. L3 and L4. And when we're satisfied with what we came up with, we're going to go ahead and close this out by hitting the X. And we're going to actually save this. I'm going to go ahead and name it drum 1 key shot. Okay, so we know it's 1 key shot. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit save down here, and that closes, and it's already selected. So let's go ahead and make a tune out of this with 1 key shot with another instrument with our EXS24. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and mute this and bring this down all the way to the 1 minute mark. And select our drum loops, and let's go ahead and hit record. right here, I'm just going to fast forward it because all I'm doing is just adding some additional tracks on top of the other main drum track. So here, as you can hear, I layered 4 tracks here. I'm going to go ahead and add the main synth lead coming right in. As you can see, only 1 track is selected at this time. Okay, gonna fast forward here just to complete this loop. And just a fun tip, open up piano roll to adjust your melody and adjust it as you see fit. Also clicking on the shift key to keep it from sliding left to right as you move the musical note up and down. And I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward it here because as you can hear, I'm adjusting my harmony because I wasn't quite satisfied with it. So if you like this video and piece of music, here's the final track, and I provide it to you absolutely free that you can use in your very own shorts. I'll leave a link to the SoundCloud song in the description below.